Bonjour YouTubelings, I'm going to show you today how to change a centre bearing Propshaft centre bearing on my old Hilux here. So I think this is Mark 5 Hilux maybe, I can never remember which one's which. Anyway, pretty easy job, just going to show you how to do it quickly. Come down with me. So here we are under the trusty Hilux. I'm just going to show you up here and see what we're doing. Whoosh, there we go. So I'm going to do the whole thing just from here. So I'm just going to take this one off here, unattach the front from the back prop shaft. Sorry, other way around, front from the back prop shaft. I'm not going to take it off that end. I'm not going to take it off up here at the gearbox end. So I'm just going to undo this one, and then we're going to take this off and drop it down and replace this. So first of all, you need a couple of 14mm spanners to undo this in. Same here, 14mm. I'll do that and we'll see how we get on. One little thing I forgot to mention, mark the front of the back in case they turn so you don't get the wrong holes lined up, just to make sure it's all lined up the same as it was before. So quick note, when you're taking this off, that's forward, that's backwards. When you look at this, there's these little notches in the front of these wings, so you can see that they have to be pointing forwards, so that makes you get it the right way up. So as you can see here, I took most of these bolts out while it was still all up there. There's one that was a bit of a bugger to get, so a couple of blocks of wood, drop this down off there, and then you can get to this last one nice and easy. Note here as well that although these bits go forward, these wings aren't actually central on this. So if you can see that, when you put it back on, make sure the smaller side is pointing upwards and the larger side is pointing downwards. So there we go, all the bolts off. Now this will probably be a little bit stuck, this joint, so just get your hammer, pull it to one side, give it a bit of a bash. Oh, there we go. Look, she's come off. See that bit in there? Clean all that up. Now we're going to look in this end to get all this off. That bolt's got to come off. So it has got one of those little dimples in it, so it can be a bit of a bugger to get off. We're going to get that off and then slip this bit off, and then off comes this bit. So there we go. We'll see how that goes. So I'll come out to this side so you see, if you can see that in there a bit better. This nut there. There we go. So that is 24mm to go on in there. So there we go, little squirt of copper grease. When I was taking that nut off, it came off quite nicely. It actually wasn't done up properly. It was really loose. The whole thing was wobbling a bit. So you'll see in there, you've got your nut and you've got a washer that sits just inside it. And then that with your splines in. And there we go. So I'm going to pop that there. Replace that and let's get on. So here's the cream crackered old one. Here's that end bit. So this all sits in there. Oops, sorry. That will sit in there like that, or it would have done, and the spline comes up through, goes in there. So we'll pop that off. There you go, we got our new one. So remember what I said, these bits point forward, and these two holes on this one, same as this one. And if you can see, these are slightly offset, so that is upwards, that is downwards. So now what you can do, in this one, there's also another little washer that goes in there to protect the face of that bearing, just like that. And then the shaft goes through there, and the splines and everything, and then that will go back in there like that, and we all do it up. And there's that washer in there as well. So I'm now going to pop that onto there, clean that all up a bit, give it a bit of grease, pop that onto there, and I'll show you how we get on. A quick point here I forgot to say. So when I took this off, I noted where that indent in the spline was, in the spline shaft, and I marked on here, on this bit, where it lines up with that, because otherwise this could be completely misaligned when you go to put it back on there. So remember to mark this with some sort of identifying mark on that spline, so you know you've got that in just the right teeth. So now quickly, before you put that nut back on there, captive nut back on there, just pop these in and make sure they line up properly with the holes. And if they don't line up with the holes, turn it round one spline on that shaft. So there we go, we've done it all up nice, give it a good grease and everything in there. And now, oh, if you can see that, light's gone a bit weird. There. So now you're going to get your chisel, now it's done up, and you're going to knock that in there to secure that nut. Just knock it into that little gap there, secure the nut, and then we'll get the rest done. So there we go, test it all lined up, everything done back up. Now we're going to pop in this hardest one to get to first, and a spring washer on this side, on the bolt head side. Pop it through, and then we're going to line those up, do that one up, and then just do the rest up as well after we pop this on. So I'll do that one first, then pop this back on up there. Make sure you give all your threads a bit of copper grease so they come undone later nice and easy, and I'll show you the end. So there we go, that's her back in. Just need to tighten these up. Remember, those bits facing forwards. On this one you single hold downwards, so there's a bit more underneath than there is on top. And yeah, just got to do it up with the 14mm, and away we go. So there you go everybody, that was really easy. I'm not a very good mechanic, keen amateur at best, and actually I really hate doing it. It's horrible and grubby and nasty. That took me 40 minutes. I reckon anyone who was actually pretty good could probably do it in about 10 minutes. So yeah, pretty easy. Do it yourself, save yourself some money.